Most people think you can't get a decent, fully converted campervan for under £20,000, but you actually can, if you know how to look. Today, I'm jumping onto Auto Trader to show you exactly how I search for fully converted vans under 20,000. I'll walk you through the filters I use, the brands I trust, and what to look for. And then we'll break down real listings to see which ones are worth your money and which ones to avoid. By the end, you'll know exactly how to hunt down the best budget campervan deals yourself. Let's start with VW transporters. Can we find anything decent for under 20k fully converted? If I'm honest, I'm not too hopeful about this one. We all know VWs demand a premium, but let's see what we can find. I'm looking for a full conversion with pop top and hopefully a half decent base van. So first up, we need to open the Auto Trader app. First thing we'll do, add our budget, max price, £20,000, done. So some good tips when you're searching on Auto Trader is to use the filters. If you need a 4-berth camper, then you can put in that you need 4-berth. Just make sure that when you are searching, like when we put Volkswagen in, and then you click model, obviously we would normally just go click transporter. That's got a lot of different listings there. However, just be aware that there's things here, like the T5 campervan, somebody's listed it as a T5 campervan rather than transporter. So you might find that if you go into T5.1, these won't have been listed under the transporter section. You can sometimes find a bargain when they've not quite been listed right because other people just can't find them. So we're going to look for VW, and then we're going to scroll down to transporter. Let's see how many we've got. 181, that's more than I thought. So let's see what we've got here. We'll just search for that. We won't put any more filters on for now. Well, straight up, we've got some nice looking conversions. Let's have a look at this one here. This is a 2008 transporter and 130,000, and they will do good mileage with the transporters. Don't let a little bit of mileage scare you. Just make sure it's got good service history, things like that. This one's got the pop top on it. We'll have a look at the photos. So it's got some extra lights on the front. Looks a clean van. 3 seats in the front. So that does mean that you won't be able to get from the front into the rear. I don't know if there's a swivel on it yet. We'll take a look at that in a moment. Oh, it's got a bit of a unique conversion. It's got a full width bed, a full width seat, and then a full width bed behind it. We'll see, I'm assuming that bed lays out. Oh, it does have, it has the front swivel seat there, so it means you get a big seating area with a table. It's a very basic conversion, but it would get you out on the road. And there's the bed, so it obviously lays out full width, full length, so that's a huge bed actually. You're with a massive bed, windows all round, bed in the roof by the looks of it as well. So it's a nice starter van. It would get you out. It's not the traditional rock and roll layout that you would expect on something like this, but that's a nice van. So let's have a look at the description. Pop top, it's got a diesel heater, lithium batteries. There's some quite nice things in there. Obviously the layout's a little bit different. Yeah, if that's the sort of layout and you just want a big bed to go away for a night here and there, it's a good van to get you going. Let's see what else we've got. Let's see if we can find something with a bit more of a standard traditional rock and roll bed layout. Let's have a look at this one. That looks quite nice. Got the sidebars, got some decals on it to make it look a bit different from a standard van. Let's have a look at the photos. Twin exhausts. Full boy racer spec. See if we can have a look inside. Oh, again, a different layout. This one's got a side bench seat. Not very much storage in these other than under the bed, and I would assume by the layout this is a hand-built conversion, so it would be worth just checking the electrics, things like that. I'm sure it's fine, most of them are, but it would certainly be worth checking. It is, again, a very basic camper van, but again, we'll get you out on the road. It looks like it's got the roof bed. If we look there, you can see it's got a roof bed. I'm assuming be able to sleep 4 people in this. Yeah, so we'll close that down. Let's have a look at the description. Yeah, it basically just says what we've said. Pull-out bed, plenty of storage, an electric cool box, leisure battery and a charging system. would get you out on the road. There's nothing wrong with it, and at 16 grand, it's good value. 142,000 miles, getting high, but it's not crazy. Wouldn't put me off buying it completely. I would check it out. I'd just make sure it's been looked after properly, but I'm sure it'd be fine. We've had vans with a lot more than that on. I'm actually quite surprised at what we could find. There's certainly plenty of vans that would get you out camping perfectly well. Now, let's take a look at the Transit Customs. I'm guessing they might offer a bit better value. So we just need to come off this, and we'll change Volkswagen for Ford. Up to 20,000 is already selected. Model, Transit Custom, quite a few less here, 46 rather than 118, but that's to be expected because the VW is extremely popular as a camper. Straight up, there's some lovely looking vans. So you're getting much newer vehicles here. So this one, 70,000 miles, 2017. That's 10 years newer than what we were just looking at on the VW. Nice roof. There you go, your standard rock and roll conversion. It does look like it's got a VW sized bed in it because you can see the gap there between the units and the bed, but there's nothing wrong with that. Again, it's quite basic conversion, but it'll get you out camping, and at the end of the day, that's kind of all that matters. Looks like it's got a roof bed in it, so it's a 4-berth, you can take the kids. Front swivel seat and a single seat at the front. That is a huge bonus. Having that ability to go from the front to the back, to me, makes a massive difference. But it does, it looks a nice camper. That is a lot of camper for the money. And if we go back to the outside photos, that looks a nice van. Glass all round, opening windows. It's no body kits, but it's got alloys. It's got colour-coded bumpers. It looks a nice vehicle, and it looks straight, clean and tidy. Let's just have a quick peek at what else we can find. So we'll just scroll down. We're looking for something with a pop top still. That one there is lovely, but it's £34,000 and not quite sure how that one's snuck in. Here we go. Silver van, got some decals. Again, colour-coded bumpers, alloy wheels. Got a roof on it, what looks to have a scenic canvas as well, which is a lovely addition. New camper conversion, including pop top. I don't know if that means a brand new camper conversion. If so, that's a lot of camper for the money. 50 litre fridge, underbed storage. Let's have a quick peek at the photos and see what we can see. So that's lovely inside. The gloss black, I won't lie, it looks fantastic. You might find that it will mark quite easily, but again, that's just personal choice. I love the wood worktop too. I think that's a really nice touch. Top lockers, rock and roll bed. It's a standard conversion if you like, but it looks to have everything that you need in it. Plenty of storage. Yeah, it's a nice thing. Roof bed as well. We'll flip through. So again, SMEV 9222, sink and hob combination unit. It's the most popular for a reason. They work, they're reliable, and the right sort of size for the van that we're looking at. Looking at that, I'd guess that's a brand new fridge. This could well be a brand new conversion in a van for under £20,000. But yeah, that looks a fantastic 4-berth camper for someone that just wants to get out on the road. And for less than £20,000, I think if I remember rightly, that was 19,950. Yeah, and under 20 grand, that's a lot of camper for the money. 140,000 miles is a little bit higher than I would like, especially on the Transit. I would be checking the history on it and just make sure it's being looked after properly. But other than that, I'd say that's a really good camper for the money. I know campers, and even I'm surprised at what you can get. It might cost me a fortune making this video. Let's take a look at some smaller vehicles. I really like the Nissan NV200 for this, so let's see what we can get in our budget. As the owner of Drive Lodge, I'd be daft not to mention it here. We're a family-run business specialising in safe, reliable and ergonomic roofs. For more information, click the link in the description. Right, let's change this to Nissan. Hopefully, we'll get some Nissan NV200s, there we do. Quite a few, and a lot of van for the money. Brand new conversion there. That's also one of our roofs. That's a nice looking van, silver van. Decals on it making it look like a camper to me. Let's have a look at the inside. Again, nice white units, SMEV 9222, plenty of underbed storage. Could be a higher spec, but for 20 grand, it's a bargain, and that will get you out for lots of hours of trouble-free camping. Rusty Lee bed. There you go, it's showing. You even get to know the bed width. You've got a 38-inch wide bed. Let's have a look at the specs of the base van. So it's bang on 20 grand this. 38,000 miles. It's done no miles. 2018. So 7-year-olds, but at 38,000 miles, I'm guessing that's going to be a great van. These NV200s are also fantastic on fuel. I've seen them getting 50, 55 to the gallon on a run, and for a diesel van that's a camper van, that's fantastic. Let's take a look and see what else we can find. Right, so we've got £15,000, 2010, 117,000 miles. Obviously a pre-done conversion because there's photos of it camping in the wild, which is always nice to see. Looks nice there. Let's have a look at the inside. Swivel seat on the front. That's quite a rarity on an NV200. Nice conversion in the back with table, sink. Looks to have quite a bit of wasted space around here in terms of storage. I'm guessing there's something behind it anyway, but I like to see as much storage as possible, especially in a vehicle of this size. This one's got the bed boards, so you do have a small bed upstairs for one adult, maybe 2 children. But that's a nice van. And again, at 15 grand, you can't really go wrong. It looks like it's been really well looked after. Everything's clean, everything's tidy. Even though it's being used, that's a really nice van. Just have a look at the specs on it. Description. Oh wow, full description on this one. You get everything: bike rack, fresh from waste water containers, fire extinguishers. That is a full ready to go set. You just need to buy some food, maybe some cutlery, and away you go. That's actually a Japanese import NV200, which will mean it's automatic rather than manual. It's petrol rather than diesel as well. So you'll get a little bit less to the gallon with the automatic and petrol. However, I do prefer driving an automatic. So obviously, the NV200 is a smaller vehicle, but nearly brand new conversions at this money is unbelievable, really. Let's finish off with some bigger vans. This one may be a bit harder, but I'm sure there'll be something. Let's start with the VW Crafter. Right, so we just need to change this back to a Volkswagen. There we go. Let's see what we get with the Crafter. Obviously, bigger van, normally a little bit more expensive, and kind of new to the camper game in a big way. They've always been around, but in terms of converting, more and more people have jumped on them over the last 2 years, so you're probably not going to get as many at that sort of budget level that we're looking at. But let's see what we can find. So the first things we're looking at on these, obviously you're not necessarily going to need the pop-top roof, but just for a nice clean base van, layouts we'll have a look at and we'll see what we can find. But you want something that's pleasing to look at and that looks like it's been well looked after. So the first thing I would jump at here is this one in the centre, £20,000. Looks like that's a medium wheelbase Crafter. It's got the awning out. I'm guessing that's a rear shower at the back. But let's have a look at this layout. So you've got quite a basic one again, but practical. Big full-size bed at the back, roof vent in the top. We've got a sink here. I'm assuming that's a cooker or hob there. That looks like it's the fridge. There's a bike tucked under the bed there, so someone's obviously built this to go away mountain biking, something like that. And it looks like a great van for it. Shower at the back so you can wash yourself off once you've been biking or walking or whatever you decide to use it for. And you can probably wash your bike off as well. 17 plate van. Ooh, and they've even done a panoramic shot for us there. Oh, so it's got seats there as well. So you've actually got 4 travelling seats by the look of that. So you get a 2-berth van, but 4 travelling seats. So you could even use it as a daily. So let's have a peek at the description. See what it's got to say. That's a 2017. It's only done 66,000 miles. These vans go for 200, 300, 400,000 miles. So that is not mileage to worry about at all. So a full-on write up there. I'm not going to go through it all, but again, it says 4 seats, fully insulated, C-Tech charger when plugged into the mains, bike storage. It's got space for 4 bikes. So this, I'm guessing this has been designed as a biking-based van, but obviously you could use it for whatever you want. Yeah, that's a nice van. Basic inside, but does the job really well. And a little bit of work on the outside would make that look really nice. You can get the updated front ends, a set of wheels on that with some all-terrain tyres, and that would look like an absolute beast of a van. One thing that I would bear in mind is the bed that's fixed across the back. If that goes acrossways, which I'm guessing it does, you might find it's not big enough. If you're my sort of height at 6'4", you're going to struggle. normally you need to put the side pods on the crafters. This one doesn't have that, so it would just be worth checking that bed size. But let's have a look and see what else we can get. So, this one looks nice. So this is much more of a home-built style van. You can see it's even got the guitar in. I doubt that comes with it, but it's a nice touch. Bed at the back again. I like this sink and over-the-top tap that comes with it. A lot of storage. They have blocked off the cab and the back, so you can't get between. Some people like that. I personally prefer the ability to get between the front and the back. It makes the van feel bigger, but it's personal touch. Nice wood paneling in the roof. Van looks nice from the outside. And at 17.5 grand, it looks a lot of van for the money. 3 seats in the front. Again, a guitar. And that's nice. It looks like there's a lot of storage under the bed as well. Roof vent above the bed to keep you ventilated at night. Again, no side pods on it, so just check the width. If you're anything over 6 foot, I'd just be checking that you can fit in that bed. Pull-out table, 2 seats. Yeah, it's really nice for camper, that. And for 17.5 grand, if your budget's 20, you've got a bit of money to go and upgrade it. So as we thought, there was a little bit less choice with the VW Crafter, but still some really good campers that will get you out into nature. So now we've looked at them all, and if I'm honest, I think my 20 grand would be going to a Transit Custom. The value, the size, it all just works out quite well. For me, the NV200 is a little bit small, and I think with the Crafter, you just need to spend a little bit more to get that really nice conversion that I personally would want. And the Transit is just good value, and they look fantastic for the money. I think it certainly looks more than £20,000 worth of a van. So it turns out that 20,000 gets you a lot for your money, more than I thought it would. Which would be your choice? If this helped you figure out what to look for in a budget camper van, hit subscribe. And if you want to see even cheaper options or base vans to convert yourself, YouTube thinks you'll love this video right here. Check it out.